On our podcast show today, we are at COMPUTEX Taipei 2026 edition. The show has been kicking off for the last 2-3 days. Longer for most of us that had to set up a booth or be in other places back and forth because the show has actually expanded so much. It's gone back to the World Trade Center, which is where it all started. With me today is a fixture in the tech industry, Mr. David Alcock. And this year he's helping out the friends at Biwin, which is a memory company. But they also do a lot of different things. And I think that's something that I need to segue to you because tell me more.
Yeah, so Biwin at its core, we're a company that no one's heard of, but everybody's used. So we're sort of in a lot of different industries and different businesses. So it's a core, we're a chip manufacturer. And the way that we work, we actually buy the whole wafer in. We backsand it, we cut it, we do everything ourselves, and we make the chips. So we do everything from MMC to POP to DDR to whatever we're doing, we can do the lot. So we make things in wearables, we make things in the automotive sector, we make things for obviously the consumer sector, so RAM, SSD. We make things for enterprise solutions for you guys and things like that. So we do a lot. Unfortunately, we can't talk about a lot of it, but because NDAs are hardcore.
Of course.
But yeah, you've almost guaranteed to have used us at one point in your lives, especially if you're in the tech industry. We also do a lot of partnerships as well. So if it's very, very easy to Google the brands, but we make a lot of RAM for different companies and SSD and stuff like that. So yeah, we do a hell of a lot. This year it's been tough because of the current situation. I think everybody understands that. But even because of our positioning, we're positioned under the big three, and because of that, we're doing really well as well. But it's hard at the moment, especially in the consumer sector. But in the enterprise sector, we're still pushing on.
Good. And I noticed that some of your products actually have some partnerships with prominent brands, like gaming brands. Like I noticed that you have some Switch certified memory.
Yeah, so we do a SD Express card. It's 900 megabytes per second. It works in the Switch 2, works in a few cameras and stuff. So it's quite nice who we work with. We also do RAM that's ROG-certified, so they give us the ROG approval. And we do a lot of stuff. So it's until you sort of look into the company, you don't realize how many fingers and how many pies that we've got. It's crazy. Even when I just get emails saying, hey, we need you to do this for this brand. And I'm like, why? And it's like, oh, that's one of our brands.
Oh,
okay. That's fine. It's so big.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's huge. We have 4 different manufacturing facilities in China, and we have offices in Taiwan. We have offices in the US. We have Hong Kong. So we're a big company, but like I say, it's quite fun trying to explain to people what we do because they don't realize what we do.
Well, I want to touch on 2 things, but the first thing is this is more of a consumer thing. A lot of people out there, they're wondering, should they buy the certified ROG? Should they buy the certified Nintendo? SD Express cards, right? And these are questions that they ask. Can I just get away with the generic? What would your argument be for and against that?
So to be honest, sometimes the generic's perfectly fine. Like I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Sometimes it is great. It is fine. When it's certified, though, you've got that guarantee that it works. So the way that the ROG certification works is, of course, XMP and Expo, you can just, with a lot of brands, you can one-click Expo and it'll work fine. It goes on the QVL list, and usually the QVL list is updated. It's usually pretty fine. Every now and again, though, they'll do a BIOS update or something will happen, and then that QVL list drops off. They don't update it, and then you buy a set of RAM, and you go, oh, I'll buy this. It's on the QVL list. You use it, and then you realize, oh, XMP's not enabling or Expo's not enabling, and you have to run the RAM at the basic speed. With the ROG certification, it's guaranteed to run at the speeds that we promise with Expo, or XMP, depending on the platform. And that's why the guarantee is a peace of mind, right? So it's if it doesn't work like that, you can actually pull us up on it. You can pull ROG up on it. And with brands as big as ours, it holds weight. Because we partnership with so many big and prominent brands, you've got to have that level of quality, else they'll just drop you.
Yeah.
And you know, so that's why Biwin as a company has to have a level of quality, because again, if we work with a huge company and they go, hey, we've got 600,000 pieces of DDR and it's not working, that's 600,000 pieces of useless rubbish. And
RAM.
yeah, exactly.
They could be in an AI data center.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So the consumer has to have a trust in our quality just as much as the companies do. And when you would, a lot of people think, oh, it's a Chinese RAM company, it's just a white label company, you're just sticking a badge on another bit of RAM. And you couldn't be further than the truth. Like I say, we buy the whole wafer, we use the whole wafer. We actually have machines that once we buy the wafer, we check every single sector of that ourselves after we check the wafer map.
Yeah.
And then we dedicate, and we see what we can do with it, and we dedicate it to different parts.
Okay.
So if there's some parts of the wafer that's not very good, like, you know, we can see it's not going to be very good quality.
Yeah.
We can just put it in, I don't know, maybe a 4 gigabyte USB drive that's just going to be given away as a promotional item. No one cares about the speed. No one cares about the longevity so much. It's a giveaway item. It usually gets used once or twice. Then let's face it, you throw it in a cupboard or a drawer and you forget about it.
Yeah, I have a few of those.
Yeah, me too. I've got a keychain full of USB drives that companies have given me in the past, and I never use them. But it's a lovely gift. It's, you know, we appreciate it, but at the end of the day, you don't want to spend hundreds of pounds or $100 on a USB drive, right?
Well, it's one of those things that you actually have to look at the brand name again, because you're wondering, did I put something important on it?
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm a little bit of a geek in that way. I've got a fiber laser at home, so I just engrave what's on it. So it's Windows Drive, or, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we can go from that, and then the other side we do like overclocked RAM. So we do stuff like 6,000 MTS RAM at CL28 or even higher. So it depends on what platforms. We do the QDIMMs, like the new Alpha QDIMMs.
Yeah.
We're doing 128 gig per stick at 8,000 MTS. And you're talking $2,500 per stick of RAM.
Wow.
And it's crazy the difference between what we could get out of the single wafer. And because of that, it also means, because we use a whole wafer, we're not like getting bent over the chips.
Yeah.
We're making the chips, we're doing everything ourselves. And it means we're in a position above most brands, but below obviously the big three. You know.
I was going to ask that question, because typically when you look at the binning thing, they already have pre-cut chips to go on the PCB for the memory modules, right? They know it's this speed, and they've already done the work on that. But buying by the wafer is actually quite unique, isn't it?
Yeah. There's not many companies that do it, because one, it's expensive. Like we've just spent $1.5 billion on wafer, and we probably won't last that long because of the way the industry is at the moment.
And the machines too, right? You have a unique machine.
Yeah, so we have in our factory, we actually design and manufacture the machines to test the wafer as well. And other companies use that because the quality of our machinery and the quality of our products is so high, they want to, you know, basically copy it or, you know, use it. And we're one of the companies that think, oh yeah, that small company, and then you look into it and look into it and look into it. And we're publicly trading in Hong Kong and China, so you can look into it and see, oh, the turnover's huge, like crazy numbers. And then you realize how big we are, and it's great.
And I think we spoke to this just quickly off camera, is that everyone in the industry really actually works together, very collaborative, right? So the fact that XYZ company or another company uses your equipment, it's actually a good thing for you, because number one, you're renting out the equipment and using it 24/7, so it makes it cheaper for you. But when you do your work as well too, it makes it cheaper for you to create the product. Yeah,
and this is what we're trying to pass on at the moment, because with the current situation, obviously the biggest loser is the consumer. And we don't want that, right? The consumer should be number one in our eyes, because in the future, when the market stabilizes, we still need the consumer, right? We need everybody to use our product. And this is what we have to think about now. And so with the partnerships with people, we're trying to get as much quantity of wafer we can, so we can keep the quantity going forward and hopefully bring down the pricing. Obviously, at the moment, it's not really
it's very difficult.
Yeah, it's not something that we can do easily, and it's not something that's currently working, but it's something that we're trying to do. And it's interesting. Yeah, it's quite cool that the brands that we work with are forward facing, and we're trying to do stuff, but we still get comments on every video. Oh, the consumer's getting screwed, and
They are.
There's no doubt about it.
But you're a consumer as well too. You get what you get, but you're just trying to do your best with what you got.
Exactly. Yeah, we're beholden by the price of the wafer.
Yeah.
And once we purchase the wafer, that's the price that we've purchased that. So in 6 months' time, if we did have any wafer left from the current purchase, if the price of that wafer went down because we've paid the price that we paid, we have to base our prices off that until it's gone. And then the next time we purchase the wafer, if that's gone down, we can then drop it again. But even though we're beholden to wafer, it's kind of like gold price, right? The gold price rise and drops.
So commodity.
We're trying to do deals. So on Amazon, things like that, when they're Prime Day, we try and do deals. Like when we can do deals, we will. But it's tough at the moment.
Totally.
It's struggling.
Now speaking of some of the issues with supply, AI is one of the big parts of the lack of supply. And this year's COMPUTEX is it's about AI together, right? That's their theme, right?
Yeah, that's exactly.
So I mean, for better or for worse, it's a divisive subject because you have data centers that are being protested. You have these things that are happening globally. How does Biwin kind of look at this space? Like, are you guys using AI internally? Do you think it's a great thing? Will it actually build the business later once the supply chain all figures out what the ultimate goal of AI will be?
Yeah, so I'm not sure if we use it internally so much, but the way it's affected the business is quite huge. Obviously, the turnover's increased exponentially because of AI. We didn't expect this boom to happen. So it's something that's taken us by storm as well. So when forecasts go crazy like they do, it obviously affects the company. AI, what we're trying to do is obviously split everything so that we're not only focusing on data centers for AI, but we are working with a lot of the AI. Internally, I'm not so sure that we use it. Maybe some marketing staff use it to help them out, or but I'm not 100% that we
it could be like a sales function where this invoice took 4 weeks. Now it's going to be like this. Right?
At the end of the day, so AI is a interesting beast. I'd be lying if I could say I understood everything in like the LLCs and stuff, but I've used it. I had to look into it. I've set up my own a few times, like with Claude and stuff, doing Home Assistant. But it's very interesting on what it can do. And then others just see it as a glorified Google. So it's a double-edged sword, I think.
So for you and maybe internally, it's a I guess it's still early days. It's like basically the same thinking that everyone had when a computer took up an entire room. And it was very inefficient, right? So we're at that point where we're trying to figure out how to make it more efficient, how to use less memory, how to use less power, and maybe this is something that Biwin in the memory industry can actually come up with solutions as well too.
We were always focusing on different mediums and trying to do different things. So for instance, let me think of an example. So for the handheld consoles, we've actually done a mini SSD. So it's essentially a M.2 drive, NVMe drive, but it's about the size of a SIM card.
Fast and durable.
It's fast. It's like, I think it's 3,400 megabytes a second.
You really need that for a Switch.
This one's for the 1X gamer and the GDP. I believe it's called. It's like a Chinese handheld. And we do it up to 2 terabytes, and it's really fast. And obviously, if we can make something that makes something easier or faster or cheaper, we'll obviously do it. We've got the ability to do it. So if it can figure out something that AI can run on that's cheap, and frees up the silicon for other things, we'll be looking into it for sure.
Awesome. Hey, I want to leave the audience with something, especially a lot of the people that watch this show are going to be in the tech industry or looking to become a tech industry professional. You've been around the block. What are 3 things that people, maybe 1 or 2, okay? Because I think I made that too long of a list. We didn't even discuss what that is, but maybe a couple things that the new generation coming into the industry. What sort of skills? What sort of mindset should they have when they come into this industry?
I think one of the big things that like you actually touched on it earlier, is that everybody in this industry is friends, right? And what I always say, the faces are the same, the t-shirts change.
Yeah.
And that's
a good one.
Yeah,
that's very good.
It's a big mindset to have. So as you mentioned, I've done a lot of things. I used to be in the media myself, so I worked for Tech Power Up, I worked for Future Publishing, and then I was a case modder, so I was building all the PCs, and then I moved into the hardware industry through that. So I worked with EK Water Blogs, Alpha Cool, Height, and now moved to Biwin. And I think a lot of people think there's a huge sort of fight between brands, like Asus will never talk to MSI, or Biwin will never talk to Patriots or something like that. But everybody's friends. Like
you do. I know we're all.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's one of the main things in this industry to try and remember. It's not a competitive. Well, it's competitive in terms of business, but it's not competitive in terms of personnel. So if you're trying to get into the industry, this is where you switch your mindset. You don't burn bridges, because like people always say to me, "Oh, I can't believe you'll work for XYZ," but it's like, why wouldn't I? These guys I've been friends with for years. I'm not going to burn a bridge because I work for a competitor. And in the future, I don't know what's going to happen.
Oh yeah,
I may need some help from a different brand, so don't burn the bridge. Another one I think for this industry as well is just talk to everybody. Literally just talk to everybody. That's how I got well known. I make sure I go to the after events and the after events. But you're burning the candle at both ends, but it helps out as well. And finally, I think one of the other very, very important things is doing the events. Events is what makes the exposure, right? And I've met a lot of people just at the events that I didn't think I'd ever meet. I've met famous people from like media. I've met famous people from TV. I built Hodor from Game of Thrones PC and things like this. Hodor. So it's interesting, and if you're looking to get into the industry, it's a good industry to be in. It's like a huge family. And speaking of that again, so just to put a line under it, I had a baby really early, 15 early. I just posted on Facebook saying, "Hey guys, I've had a baby really early. My partner works in the neonatal unit, which we had the baby in. I want to get them some money to help fund some equipment." And I thought I'd maybe get like $1,000. $8,000 later from the PC community, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot the community.
They love you, Dave.
Yeah, the community was huge, and I forgot about that. And it's a staple industry, and it's a huge industry, and the drama in the industry, like every other industry,
of course.
But it's a very good industry to be in.
Very good. And speaking of collaborations, we have to segue to our sponsor, MTS Solutions, who have basically brought together everyone to do this amazing event. Like, we wouldn't be in this space and meeting with so many great people and doing so many great podcasts without their help. And also Mesa Bistro. Actually, funny thing, did you know that this bistro itself actually doesn't operate like a restaurant?
Oh no.
No, you would think that a restaurant, you will have to fill every single seat every single day. That's actually not how they operate. Mesa Bistro, as our venue partner, they actually operate on the peaks and valleys of all the conventions. So when the convention comes up, that's where they make most of their money. So you see these carts rolling around everywhere. That's actually what they do. All the conferences, all the press stuff. When the president comes through and he needs a refreshment, these guys are an extension of the trade show, taking care of all of that. Under the Interplan Group, with Michael Tu being an innovator himself. Funny thing about him, he actually created what looks like a PC configurator, but for booth space.
Oh, nice.
So that was his invention, which was really cool itself. And of course, we have to recognize our representative from ID Creative, Rita Kuo. She actually helped us facilitate all the Taiwanese and Mandarin rules and regulations to get us into the space. It was actually quite difficult, and she helped us along the way. So definitely a shout out to her as well too. And of course, a shout out to you, Dave, for being such a great sport for coming on the show. I know your throat is parched and destroyed, but you sound great.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. I actually sound like it's a nice raspy tone. To be fair, it sounds better than my normal accent, I think.
Sing me some bars, sir.
Oh, yeah, I wish I could.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for coming by on behalf of Biwin. And I hope that you guys learned a little bit more about the company. I mean, I learned a lot as well, too, especially that wafer thing. I did not realize that they did that. So until next time, thank you so much. And stay tuned, because Uncle Winston will be coming back from the field with more stories about what he saw at COMPUTEX 2026. Bye.